Question 10. The height above the ground h meters of a passenger on a roller coaster can be modelled by the differential equation dh dt is h cos 0.25t all over 40, where t is the time in seconds from the start of the ride. Given that the passenger is 5 meters above the ground at the start of the ride, show that h is equal to 5e to the 0.1 sine of 0.25t. So the first thing we need to do is we need to separate our variables. So I'm going to take the 40 over and the dt over. So we've got 40 dh is equal to h cos 0.25t dt. So I now need to move my h over to the dh side. So 40 over h dh is equal to cos 0.25t dt. We can now integrate both sides to solve our differential equation. So we've got 40 ln h is equal to 4 sine 0.25t plus c. So 4 because we have to divide by the coefficient of t, and dividing by a quarter is the same as timesing by 4. Now we're told in the question that the passenger is 5 meters above the ground at the start of the ride. So when h is equal to 5, we know that t is equal to 0. So we've got 40 ln 5 is equal to 4 sine 0 plus c. So c is 40 ln 5. So we can say that 40 ln h is equal to 4 sine 0.25t plus 40 ln 5. We now need to get it in the format that we want. So we're going to divide by 40, which leaves us with ln h is equal to 0.1 sine 0.25t add ln 5. We're now going to take exponentials of both sides. So we're going to have h is equal to e to the 0.1 sine 0.25t add ln 5. And so because we've got an add in our power here, this is the same as saying h is equal to e to the 0.1 sine 0.25t times e to the ln 5. The e and the ln cancel out. So we've got h is equal to 5 e to the 0.1 sine 0.25t, as shown in the question. Part B, state the maximum height of the passenger above the ground. So if we look at our formula, the maximum height is when our only variable part, sine of 0.25t, is going to be equal to 1. So therefore, the maximum height is going to be 5e to the 0.1 times 1. And so that brings us a value of 5.53 meters. Part C asks us, the passenger reaches maximum height for the second time t seconds after the start of the ride. Find the value of t. So what we know is that sine of 0.25t is equal to 1. And so inverse signing that gives us 0.25t values of pi over 2 and 5 pi over 2. Now, because we're looking for the second time, we are saying that 0.25t must be 5 pi over 2, and so therefore t is 10 pi, and t is 31.4.